yeah, so I wanted to touch on that. The other thing I wanted to ask you quickly is because I've been talking to different promoters and kind of getting their take on how they are doing health screenings for their guests entering the event space prior to the event. So I wanted to ask if you have seen or found any ways, any health screenings that have proven to be really effective before going to an event, or any tips when it comes to conducting health screening at an event.
Sure. So the one big tip I would give people that they aren't thinking about, or that I've seen most people aren't thinking about, and then we have to kind of realign them on, is medical records. People are writing things down or writing a name and saying temperature, or, hey, so-and-so is vaccinated. I don't need to worry about this or that. And it's very unclear right now with OSHA as well as legally what is constituting a medical record. And it may be less so with your audience than it is with your employees, actually. So the back of house. And so I just cringe when I see people writing down a name and a temperature next to it or something of that nature. And it's very easy to avoid creating these medical records.
Yeah.
So don't write down things. Just don't put it in an email. Don't put it in a DM. Just don't write things down. I just was working with someone this morning where they wanted someone to be on site. And we said, if they are cleared to do this, not quarantine with this travel, because they are vaccinated, we just want to know that they are cleared not to quarantine. We don't want to know. Don't write the words down that they're vaccinated. Like that's just, it's semantics. But again, to be incredibly safe on that side and careful about creating a medical record, let's not do it. And they wrote back, great. This person is cleared not to quarantine after travel. And so we know in essence, that means they're vaccinated, but we have not written down specific about any sort of medical procedure, which makes very sure it's not a medical record. So they will continue to move forward in defining what does turn into a medical record. But if you are having people at a health check and you're writing down a name and a temperature, that is a medical record. Or I have seen people also hire nurses to do their health screenings and checks.
Yeah.
And I understand the inclination to want a medical professional to do it. But when you have a medical professional handling these things, that turns it into a medical record. So that is why, for example, my local hospital, which is a nationally recognized institution, they converted their valets into the people to do the health checks, a building filled with medical professionals, so that they avoided any sort of whiff of creating a medical record.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's very strange. And it's definitely one of those, we may be erring really far on the side of caution to avoid that. But if you have created a medical record with an employee, for an employee, you have to retain that record for like 30 years, according to OSHA.